Did you know that there are countries in the world where women significantly outnumber men? Yes, you heard it right. This is a surprising reality of our global society, a reality that many of us may not be aware of. While we often hear about gender imbalances, the usual narrative is about societies where men outnumber women. But there's another side to this story. There exists an intriguing gender imbalance in many parts of the world where the scale tips the other way around, where the number of women, particularly older women, far surpasses that of men. This phenomenon has profound implications on the societal structures, culture, and even economies of these countries. Our journey will take us to places you might not expect, from the Baltic states to the far reaches of Asia. So, buckle up for a fascinating exploration. Stay tuned as we count down the top 10 countries where older women outnumber men. Starting our countdown at number 10, we have Latvia. Tucked away in the Baltic region of Northern Europe, Latvia presents a peculiar demographic puzzle. The nation grapples with a notable gender imbalance, most pronounced among the older population. This imbalance, intriguingly, tips not towards men but towards women. A combination of factors contributes to this scenario. The longevity of Latvian women who outlive their male counterparts by nearly 10 years is a key player. Add to this a higher mortality rate among men due to lifestyle choices, and the imbalance becomes even more stark. This gender disparity leaves a significant portion of the older female population in a unique bind. With fewer men of their age, many older women find themselves living solitary lives, often single and without a partner. Far from being a mere statistic, this demographic trend impacts the everyday lives of these women, shaping their social interactions and personal experiences. It's a demographic anomaly that's raising eyebrows. At number 9, we find Lithuania. This small Baltic country has a surprising gender imbalance. There are significantly more women than men, making it one of the most female-biased nations on the planet. This imbalance has its roots in various factors, including higher male mortality rates and a trend of men seeking employment abroad. As a result, many Lithuanian women, particularly those of older age, find themselves in a unique predicament. With fewer men around, they face stiff competition in the dating scene, often leading to prolonged periods of singledom. The societal implications of this are profound. It has reshaped family structures, impacted the economy, and even influenced the country's politics. For the older women, it's a reality that has provoked them to be more independent, resilient, and assertive. This peculiar gender imbalance is not unique to Lithuania, but it's certainly a trend that's causing a stir in the Baltic region. Taking the 8th and 7th spots are Russia and Ukraine. Now, these two nations are fascinating examples of the gender imbalance we're discussing. In both Russia and Ukraine, there are significantly more women than men, a disparity that becomes more pronounced as the population ages. Several factors contribute to this imbalance. First, the life expectancy of men in these countries is considerably lower than that of women, largely due to unhealthy lifestyle choices and workplace hazards. Second, the aftermath of war and conflict has also impacted the male population significantly. For older women, this gender imbalance can be quite challenging. Many find themselves single in their later years, facing the prospect of loneliness. Furthermore, societal expectations and a lack of financial independence can exacerbate their plight. However, these women are far from passive victims. They're resilient, resourceful, and are finding ways to navigate this imbalance, embracing new roles and defying societal norms. It's a social trend that's not going unnoticed. Moving along to numbers 6 and 5, we find Estonia and Belarus. Both countries have a surprising gender imbalance, with a significantly higher percentage of women compared to men. This imbalance becomes particularly stark as the population ages, resulting in a substantial number of older single women. In Estonia, it's a trend that's been growing for decades. As men often migrate for work or face health issues, many women are left behind, leading to a society where older women often live alone. Belarus, on the other hand, sees a similar pattern. Economic instability and societal pressures have led to a significant gender gap. This imbalance is affecting the lives of older women, pushing them to be more self-reliant and independent. These demographic shifts are more than just numbers on a page. They're real people living real lives in societies that are rapidly changing. It's a shift in demographics that's turning heads. Before we continue, can I beg a little favor? If you're liking what you're hearing, show us some love by pressing that like button. And hey, if you want to be in the loop for our fantastic upcoming videos, make sure to press subscribe and ring that bell so you're always in the know. Oh, and one more thing, drop a quick "I subscribe" down in the comments, and I'll make sure to offer you a warm welcome to our amazing family. All right, enough of that. Let's keep the conversation flowing. As we approach the top of the list at numbers 4 and 3, we have Armenia and Georgia. In the heart of the Caucasus region, these countries share more than just borders. They share a gender imbalance that leans heavily towards the female population, especially among the older generations. In Armenia, factors such as higher male mortality rates and significant male labor migration contribute to the preponderance of women. The situation is similar in Georgia, where the fallout from conflicts and economic conditions have led to an exodus of men in search of employment, leaving behind a surplus of single older women. These women, in their golden years, are often left to navigate life alone, sparking a rise in female entrepreneurship and community participation. It's not just about the numbers, it's about the stories these numbers tell, stories of resilience, strength and adaptability. It's a reality that's sparking conversations. Finally, at the top of our countdown, taking the second and first spots, are China and India. These two populous nations have long been grappling with severe gender imbalances, a problem that has only deepened over time. Let's begin with China. A country that's home to the world's largest population, it's also witnessing a significant gender disparity. This can be traced back to the one-child policy implemented in the late 20th century, which led to a preference for male children. Today, this has resulted in a surplus of men and a shortage of women, particularly affecting the older generation. Women who are single and of a certain age face societal pressure and are often stigmatized, leading to a sense of isolation and loneliness. Turning now to India, the world's second most populous nation. Here, the gender imbalance is rooted in deeply entrenched societal norms that favor sons over daughters. This bias has led to a skewed sex ratio, leaving an excess of men and a dearth of women. The implications for older women are profound. They find themselves marginalized, struggling to find companionship in their later years. In both these countries, the gender disparity is not just a social issue, but an economic one as well. The lack of women in the workforce hampers economic growth and leads to a lack of diversity in decision-making processes. What's more, the imbalance also has implications for the marriage market. In China and India, there are millions of men who, due to this skewed ratio, may never find a partner. This, in turn, can lead to increased social instability. These gender imbalances, therefore, are not just statistics. They represent real people, real lives, and real struggles. For single older women in China and India, these numbers represent a challenging reality. It's a demographic trend that's demanding attention.